And the bad news is Danny Christie's coming back to Doncaster waters. Danny Christie versus Brett May 2. The fight that we've all wanted to see. The rematch. The rematch for Brett the Microwave May is on. Will he redeem himself? Because Danny Christie really was the final nail in the Brett May coffin, wasn't he? In the build up to the fight that they were supposed to have, Brett was obviously getting up at 4 a.m. every day, training 3 times a day, in camp with Neil Wayne and sparring at a very, very high level, doing all the things that he said he was doing and absolutely just smashing it. And he was actually throughout the camp gaining weight, funnily enough. He was kind of been doing a very good job because he was supposed to lose weight for the fight that was on the 19th of April that he's still talking about, funnily enough. But anyway, yeah, so Danny Christie has offered Brett redemption. He said, look, because what he did in the first place was turn up in Doncaster because Brett was saying bad things about his missus, as most men would want to do. You know, they would want to defend the honour of their woman. Brett had been warned, don't say stuff about my wife anymore or my missus, and then he continued, and then Danny turned up in Doncaster waters. And Brett was nowhere to be seen, and he was asking random people in the street, do you know Brett May? What do you think of Brett May? And even like elderly men were going, yeah, he's a bully, he's a wanker, he's a mug. Whether they was a whopper, as the Northern boys like to say. And Brett was nowhere to be seen. He was under a camera eating a Sunday roast. It was a very, very bad look. Brett has come out and made a video, after he's had the bank frauds done and people have been just really, really tearing into him. And he said on a video the other day that he's had a phone call with Decker, and because him and Decker are the best of friends now. Brett, who is a prolific offender, who's been in and out of jail his whole life, is best friends with a charged and confirmed SO, which is a funny one because he come out of prison with tall tales of how he demolished Decker in the library, and it was because he was an SO that he did such a thing. But it turns out it was all lies. None of it was true, and now they're the best of friends, and he's had a phone call with Decker, who is the Brett May arc is just crazy, who is going to punch the hell out of, or punch Danny Christie's head in or something or other, but not before Brett May does. That was his words in the video the other day, which was a very, very stupid thing to say, in my opinion, because not only would he not be able to do that on any given day, any moment, Danny Christie on his worst day would demolish Brett on his best. No, his best day is nowhere near being a high level fighter, but he's too scared to. He's not going to. This is not going to happen. But the fight's been offered. Danny Christie is going to Doncaster waters. He's setting sail from Carlisle, getting in his boat, and he's sailing down to Doncaster waters on Thursday. It's been offered. The fight's been laid out, and if Brett May does, but bearing in mind Brett May's on licence, that was his excuse for not fighting last time. He couldn't get in trouble. He couldn't risk being on licence, but he has arranged fights with Bash that didn't happen. He's arranged fights with Luke Dyson that didn't happen. I was actually going to make a little video today saying, "Oh, Luke Dyson, his fight's cancelled," because the fight that was never going to happen with Luke Dyson that never got mentioned again. JDP made a video and said it's been cancelled. But but he did beat up some random, because he said he knocked some other bloke out in Doncaster, but there was absolutely no evidence of it. I can't even think who it was. And he literally made a live or a short, last week saying, Jamie Chadwick, I think it was, I knocked him out in front of his missus. His missus was wet for me. I'm Brett the Mayo, up the Mayo, King Mayo, this, that, and the other. So maybe his licence conditions say he is allowed to fight now, but he wasn't then. But in the video when he was saying he was going to punch Danny Christie's head in before Decker, he said when I'm off licence. So I think maybe his licence conditions are specifically I must not fight with Danny Christie or Paul Venice. I think maybe, or maybe I must not fight with professional fighters, but I can fight with anyone else. Maybe that's what his license conditions say. I don't know. I haven't seen him, but if Brett, in all seriousness, I was worried about him, and then he made that video, and I just thought, you deserve it, mate. You deserve everything that comes to you. You deserve. But I will say, if he does turn up on Thursday, arrange to meet DC, and he fights him and loses, spars him in the gym, does anything, if he gets knocked out in 5 seconds, he will have redeemed his character slightly. He can say, I turn up, I fight, Doncaster Waters, this, that, and the other, and I will say, fucking fair play. Fair play, you done it. You overcame your fear. The man that's been haunting your dreams. You went there and you faced your fear and you got ironed out, but you saved some honour. You redeemed yourself, and I will slightly get back invested in the Brett May character, and I will not think he's a total coward and a liar any longer. Just a little bit of a liar. But he won't be a coward any longer. So all eyes on. My money, and I am a betting man, as we know, my money would say Brett is 100 to 1 to turn up for that. 100 to 1. And to win the fight, I would say he was, 0.1. About 1,000 to 1, I reckon. Yeah. He's got absolutely no chance. But 100 to 1, there's still a chance. So let's see. Eyes peeled. And I will wait until Thursday to find out if he does turn up in Doncaster Waters to challenge Danny Christie, or if he's run away to Scotland, or he's Wales, or wherever he runs away to, or hiding under a camera again. Brett May. Thanks for watching, boys. Tell me what you think. If you think he's going to turn up and steamroll Danny Christie, punch his head in, do it for the Doncaster Waters, redeem himself. And if you think he's not going to turn up, or if you think I'm a fucking moron wanker and you hate me, leave it in a comment. If you do like me, subscribe, please. Adios, le bosh.